If you've seen the previous videos for HomeWatchTools, we should now have everything we need to create our first schedule. Not to be confused with the visits section, which showcases our completed and upcoming visits. So let's go ahead and start. Click Add New Schedule, select your client, the property area, which is optional but highly recommended as I'll show you in just a moment. Select the property, and then the template that we want to utilize for this client. Because we have created the property area actually has preferred days for this section. So recall, if you have several properties that you service, maybe someplace in the north, someplace in the south, east, or west, you want to start grouping your homes by those specific areas, and then think about the days that you want to visit those days. Because let's say we have the service date on February 8th, and we want to schedule approximately 3 months worth of visits. Usually you'll visit a property maybe twice a month. So in this case, all we want to do is add 6 visits here. And because we have Monday and Saturday as our preferred visit day, what's happening here is that the scheduling actually automatically creates the preferred visits for you for those particular areas. So very simply, all you do is hit the number of visits for the service start and end date, and the software will go ahead and automatically create the preferred days for that visit based on your area. We can also edit the date, and it'll show you a warning that the date isn't preferred for these visits. You can also now assign these schedules to a user of your platform, so an employee, and you can also add a note. Again, add the number of visits you want, service start and end date, and then you can go ahead and even add a custom date if you'd like. Great, we created our first schedule. Here it pops up in the schedule section with the property, the client, area, the range, how many visits have been completed, which is 0, and how many we have in total. We can expand this out on the left side. We can see exactly the dates of those visits that are upcoming. We can also edit the visit itself, usually to change the visit date. But we'll leave it as is for now. Excellent. So now we have 0 overdue visits. We have 0 for today. We have 1 for tomorrow, and then 5 more upcoming. So here we can actually start the visit, but let's go ahead back to the dashboard and see what it looks like. So we have 1 more schedule added. 6 total visits, 6 upcoming. Overdue visits will show up here in case maybe you missed a visit. Oftentimes clients such as yourself may not have an actual exact date in which you will visit. So this is something for you internally so that you manage it yourself. Here we have no visit scheduled for today. However, that would show up once it's ready for you to start your visit. Then we have the upcoming visits, as well as some of the recent activity that has been done on the platform. Here I have a recent report from a previous demo. We can take a look at that later. Excellent. So either in the dashboard, you can start your first visit, or within the visit section itself. So let's go ahead and do that. Click Start Visit. And here we're on our desktop application. So this is not the mobile app. However, typically it would be on the mobile app, and that will be in a separate video. However, the option is here for you to complete a visit on your desktop if you would like. So the first step is to go ahead and check in. We got our location. We have our 3 items. Of course, in a real situation, you have many more than that. Let's go ahead and check for signs of cracks or leaks. Check the refrigerator and check the outlets. I'm going to fail this, which gets flagged, requiring you to enter a note. we also require a photo when something like that happens. So let's just put in some palm trees. Let's go ahead and pass this. And let's go ahead and mark this as a failure, remove the flag, and add the photo. The reason we do that is because sometimes something might fail, but it is not actually something new. It's something that maybe was already known. So you have the option to flag things that are new issues that are not known, or failures of issues that have already been known. All right, we're done with our checklist, only 3 items. Let's review our visit. Here we go to property information, the summary of it, as well as other relevant information, such as the map. Here we have our final comments. We can say, thank you for your business. Then we assign this. And we complete our visit. Great. So once we complete our visit, we're put into the visit report section. So let's take a look. We can view the details of the visit that we just did. We can also download the PDF there, or we can download the PDF here. So let's take a look. This is what a report looks like for the PDF. Here we have our items, our flagged failed items, as well as our past items. It has the report with your personal branding on there with the logo, as well as a report number. We can also look at the checked in location. We can view it on Google Maps, as well as the final notes. So let's close this. Everything looks good. So we can go ahead and send the report off to the user. So we can send it off to the primary or the secondary recipient that is created during the client creation process. I'm going to cancel right now, but nevertheless, it gets sent to the user and they can view this within their inbox. And that's about it. Thank you for watching.